Throughout time, there have been men to whom justice has been more important than life itself. From these ranks come 4 men, prepared to fight valiantly on the side of justice wherever the need may be. Joined together in this cause, they are the 4 Just Men.
Oh, milk. I'm already late.
You tell time for milk?
Anna, darling, when you arrive with my morning milk, I know exactly it is 11 o'clock. No earlier, no later.
It is good for you, with all that dangerous radiation about.
If I were foolish enough to expose myself to radiation, milk would not help.
All right, you know I don't understand anything about these scientific things. But what I do know is that you work too hard. Why? I shall never know.
A man plods and plods for years, making only one small advance after the other. And then suddenly, out of the blue, comes a final experiment that opens up a whole field of knowledge. That's why
Theories.
No, Anna. Realities. Realities that will make fresh food available to the whole world.
Yes, and in the meantime, drink your milk.
Today is a day for wine.
Wine.
Anna, maybe you are right. Leave the milk.
Good.
Good morning, madame. How is the doctor?
The work. I'm so worried about his health.
He hasn't gone to Paris yet?
No.
Well, perhaps I should have a word with him.
Oh, yes. Please. You have become such good friends during the past few months. Perhaps he'll listen to you.
I'll try and slow him down a little. So you're leaving for Paris as planned?
Yes, and late as usual.
I detect an air of excitement.
The man at the atomic center will not be bored by my report this time. I will tell you all about it when I get back.
Have a good trip.
Thanks so much.
I'm telling you that Weiss is much further in advance with his experiments than we thought. Yes, he's driving to Paris today. An old grey Citroën.
Mrs. Weiss, this is Tim Collier in Paris. I did a column on your husband last month. He felt he was so close to important discoveries. I just heard about the accident. I just called you wondering if there was anything I could do to help you.
It was not an accident, I'm sure of it. I know you have seen the newspapers. You think I'm just another hysterical woman, but I tell you, my husband was murdered.
Do you have anything to support that?
Nothing definite enough for the police, I'm afraid. I beg you, at least come to Grenoble.
How long does it take to get to Grenoble?
Well, you could spend the night in Lyon and be there by lunchtime tomorrow. It depends who's driving, of course.
I'll be there first thing in the morning. Well, that's quite all right, Mrs. Weiss. Glad to be of any help. Righto, bye-bye.
I don't like those mountain curves. If you're not careful, you'll finish up as one of the accidents in your own column.
I do not blame the police. They say it was an accident. But, Monsieur Collier, my husband was such a careful driver.
Madam Weiss, I'm running a column on traffic accidents. It seems the world is full of careful drivers who never know what hits them until after it's happened.
He knew the road. He had driven to Bourgoin I don't know how many times. And then these telephone calls.
What telephone calls?
Well, people who rang up with questions about his work. Commercial firms, I think, they offered Carl a great deal of money. But he wouldn't consider it. He said if he was successful, he wants the whole world to benefit.
Could you recall any of their names?
No. No, I'm afraid not. You think I'm imagining things?
I don't know. But if your husband was murdered, there has to be a reason. How far along was he with his experiments?
I cannot say. I don't understand anything about these things. I only know he made some experiments with a process for treating foods.
By exposing it to radiation?
Yes, so that he should keep fresh outside a refrigerator. He has had many disappointments, but he was so excited when he went to Paris this time. I knew he had found something important.
Madam Weiss, would it be possible for me to see your husband's laboratory?
It's been kept locked, as Carl left it ever since. Well, it's been kept locked because of the radiation. It's so very dangerous.
Is there anyone who would know the results of his experiments?
No. Carl worked by himself. Maybe Mr. Shea could help you. They were friends.
Mr. Shea? Thank you. I'll ask for him.
There isn't much to see, really. Oh, this can come down. The Atomic Authority people are here to remove all radioactive material.
Ah, we're almost through. I'll take charge of these, and my colleague is checking for contamination.
Good. Mr. Shea, could you explain Dr. Weiss's process?
Is this for publication, Mr. Collier? I understand you're a journalist.
No, nothing technical. Simply something from the human angle for the great American public. I'm hoping that the proceeds of this article can go to the widow.
Oh, what a nice gesture. I'm so glad that you'll be able to do something for poor Anna. I'm afraid this isn't my line of work. I can only explain in general terms. He would, or shall we say that he takes some radioactive material and put it behind this shield. Can you spare one of those for a moment?
Oh, yes, if it won't take too long.
It's quite safe. Behind 3 inches of lead. Now look at this slit here. The theory is that the ray destroys the organisms which cause decay.
You said theory. Hasn't it worked?
Well, not to my knowledge. Weiss thought that he was getting close to it, but every capsule that he produced made the food bad tasting, sometimes poisonous. It's a very complicated process, you know.
And what Dr. Weiss was after was a special capsule that would preserve the food without the bad effects.
Yes, that is what he was working at, but,
We're through, Mr. Shea.
Good.
Did you find anything special?
Well, any radioactive capsule is a bit special, I suppose, but the ones we found were routine equipment for a lab like this.
Thank you. Taste that. Go ahead, taste it.
Poor Weiss. In the department, the morning glass of milk was always a joke.
You say this lab has been locked for a week?
Oh, why, yes.
Well, this is perfectly fresh. It would seem that Dr. Weiss was a lot farther along than you realized.
I'm a microphotographer. I just don't know.
Would be a shame for a discovery like this just to disappear, wouldn't it? But then I suppose he kept notes.
Why, I imagine so, but I should think that they were all lost in the crash.
Did they search the wreck?
I believe so, yes.
With a Geiger counter?
Why would they use a Geiger counter to search?
Well, if Dr. Weiss had created this special capsule that hasn't been found around here, then he might have taken it with him to Paris.
But there's no evidence that it existed.
Except this. Mr. Shea, I don't want to waste your time, but I wonder, could I borrow a Geiger counter? I'd like to search the area around that accident.
I had better come with you. I think I have some knowledge of how to use these gadgets.
Right. Oh, and suppose we take one of these protective boxes with us, just in case we find anything. I may be wrong, Ben, but I think it's worth investigating.
There's an atomic scientist here, Ralph Houseman. Yes, he's been experimenting in the same field. I don't believe he's anywhere near the stage Dr. Weiss reached. But perhaps he's had some of those telephone calls. If he has, what exactly are we looking for?
Well, somebody who wants Weiss out of the way badly enough to have him killed.
It looks as if we were wrong.
Looks as if we were. What's that? That must mean something.
It can't be the capsule. If Weiss had it, he'd have put it in one of the lead containers. The Geiger wouldn't react through 4 inches of lead.
Well, then, how do you account for the clicking?
Possibly some deposit under the earth. Anyway, the Geiger reaction is completely insignificant.
That box could have easily broken in the crash. Capsule fallout could be lying around here anywhere. And if it is out, it's not only valuable, it's dangerous.
You are from the police?
No, we're friends of the gentleman that was killed.
And you are looking for something, no?
Yes.
Then perhaps we could help.
And perhaps there is a reward.
And perhaps you'd like to go play someplace else.
Could be arranged on a business basis.
What difference does it make to you where you play?
But we are not playing, monsieur. We are birds nesting.
They are plovers' eggs. We come here every Saturday.
Well, it looks like you get quite a collection there. Enough to call it a day.
We don't collect them. We sell them to the restaurant in our village near here.
So you see, monsieur, when you ask us to leave, it is a matter of business.
All right, how much do you get for your eggs?
10 francs, monsieur.
Okay. All right, here's 100 francs for each of you. If you get out of here and stay out of here.
Thank you, monsieur. Come on, Philippe. You told him we get 10 francs a dozen.
So what?
You know it is a lie. We only get 5.
Well, business is business.
Actually, it was very clever of you. Philippe, look. What is it?
I don't know, but I bet it's what they are looking for. Look, it's got writing on it. But it won't unscrew.
Why don't we take it to them and ask for a reward?
What, another measly 200 francs?
I found it.
But I picked it up. You're afraid to touch it.
I'm not afraid to touch it. Give it to me. Find 'em, keep 'em.
Come on. We'll toss for it. And the loser gets all the eggs, right?
Yes.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Hey! Hey, I thought we made a deal. Now beat it.
We are going, monsieur. Heads. You lose.
Oh.
But you win the eggs. And I win you, my little beauty. Whatever you are.
You're late again. Do you not know the priest will be waiting for you?
Yes, Papa, I'm sorry.
Well, it's easy enough to say you're sorry. What have you been doing?
Collecting birds' eggs with Pierre.
Where are they? What's that?
It's mine.
The child is hungry. Sit down, Philippe. I give you your supper.
I found it.
Where? You better tell me.
By the stream, near the wreck. There were a couple of men looking for it. And one of them was an American.
Ah, so it is valuable.
Hey, I want it.
I run this house, my son. If there's anything valuable in it, I take care of it.
Look, a burnt patch. I owe you an apology. You see how it lay.
It was powerful enough for that. Hold this.
The fastening probably broke when it fell.
Yeah, but where's the capsule? Wait a minute, those two kids were standing right here when I yelled at them. What would the capsule do to a child?
Well, it all depends how long they were exposed to it. 2 hours, they would lose a hand, and if it was in a pocket near their hearts...
The first thing we better do is find those two kids. Now, they said they lived in a village near here, didn't they? One of them said his name was Philippe. Come on, let's go. Hey, pardon me. Pardon me, do you know a boy around here named Philippe?
Philippe? I know half a dozen Philippes.
Well, this one's about 10 years old, has dark hair and a pug nose.
Oh, it might be Philippe Cordier, or again it might be Philippe Duval, the butcher's son.
Mister, this is a matter of life and death.
Perhaps, monsieur, if you ask at the town hall.
We'd like to speak with your boy, Philippe.
What's he been up to now?
He was down by the river this afternoon, wasn't he?
If you know where Philippe was, you're cleverer than I am.
We think he found something in that wrecked car.
Are you suggesting that my son stole?
Not stole, found. It's a little aluminum capsule about that long, about that big round.
It was valuable?
It is very dangerous. If you care anything for your son's life, you'll see that it's handed over immediately.
If it's so dangerous, the police should be informed.
If we don't find it very soon, the entire police department of Lyon will descend on you with Geiger count. Will you try and explain it to him?
When my friend Dr. Weiss was killed, he had with him this radioactive capsule. It looks harmless enough, but if you touch it, then you might possibly suffer an injury. And if you hold it for a long time, it will kill you. Not at once, but slowly and horribly.
My poor little Philippe.
He'll probably be all right, madam, as long as we get it now.
You see, I was right. I did not like the look of the thing myself. That is why I took it from him. It's gone.
Where is Philippe?
With the priest at choir practice.
Come on.
C'est pas!
Look, you all know this. You've sung it enough before. Now, all together.
C'est le mois de Maria.
A little more attention, please.
Excuse me, Father. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Monsieur, we are delighted for you to attend our practice, but if you could avoid disturbing the choir.
Yes, Father. You have a boy here named Philippe Lejacques.
Yes, yes.
Well, I'm afraid he's gotten his hands on a radioactive capsule.
Radioactive what? But that's not possible. Philippe. Pierre, where is he? He was standing next to you.
I don't know. He went off.
Without permission, huh? We'll soon see to that. Philippe. Philippe. Philippe!
Philip, listen to me. That capsule is dangerous.
Come here. Why did you leave your place?
Where's that capsule, Philippe?
I haven't got it, Father.
Turn out your pockets.
Didn't take it, it's Philip's.
Don't worry about that now, as long as we've got it back. I'm sorry I can't stay, Father, but here's my card. I think these kids will be all right, but I've arranged for a medical check just in case. You better hang on to this. Don't worry, the doctors will know exactly what to do. Oh, thank you. I'll take that. It'll be a lot safer here.
What do you propose to do now?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is drive directly to Paris, to the Atomic Authority. There should be someone there who can evaluate this capsule. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find Dr. Weiss's murderer. Can I give you a lift?
No. Don't bother. I'll get a bus. And while I'm waiting, I'll telephone the Atomic Authority and say that you're on your way. License plate number 7216 AP92. You'll have to move fast. Catch him in the mountains before he gets to the Route Napoleon. Goodbye.
Moving in or out?
I was just packing up Weiss's things.
Getting a last look at his papers? Oh, I have news for you about another accident. Your friend Jacques is in the hospital, but he's expected to recover. Inspector Nagel, he's all yours.
Monsieur Shane, I must ask you to accompany me to the Bureau de Police.
I don't understand. Who is this Jacques?
Dr. Weiss's murderer. On your orders.
This is outrageous. If I'd wanted his knowledge, why should I kill him? I didn't even know that he had succeeded.
In fact, you were paid to keep him from succeeding. Trouble was, he moved too fast for you.
This is ridiculous. Who would benefit from
Monsieur Collier and his friends have given us that answer. A shipping line operating a fleet of refrigerated vessels under a flag of convenience. Dr. Weiss's discovery would have cut very deeply into their high profits. They were not prepared to allow this. Very good, Monsieur Collier. Monsieur Shea and I are going to have a very long talk.
I'm going to see Madame Weiss. I'm going to tell her that her husband succeeded in doing what he set out to do. Au revoir, Inspector.
Au revoir, Monsieur.
Well, what did the scientists at the Atomic Center say?
Oh, it seems that Dr. Weiss's capsule is everything he hoped it would be. Should have seen the expression on Mrs. Weiss's face when they were telling her. After that, I didn't hear very much. I was pretty busy with a handkerchief.
You're a pushover, but I like it.
You have any sisters and brothers?
Yes, I have 2 sisters and a brother.
This for your sister. This for your other sister. This is for your brother. Oh, no. Don't you have any more sisters?
No. But how about me?
No, I was a pushover.